So today I will show you how to find the best trend rates and how to use a multi-time frame analysis to understand trends, trend waves, market tops, reversals in a much different and a much more efficient way. So now we are on a 30-minute time frame, and this works for any time frame. And the first thing that we want to build upon is that this understanding that the market moves in waves. This is one of the key characteristics of financial markets. The market just doesn't move in one straight line. There's always an ebb and a flow. There's always a battle between the buyers and the sellers going on behind the scenes. And this is what drives the price discovery. So if you are in a long-term downtrend, we would call those trends that go with the trend, trend waves or impulsive waves. And the ones that go against the trend are corrective waves. So this is a very important feature of any price chart, any market, and we can use that to understand and to time our trades. So here, for example, we are on a 30-minute time frame, and I used the 4-hour 50-period moving average. So you can, in TradingView, for example, just use an EMA, and then under settings you go to input, and under indicator time frame you can choose any other time frame that you want. And I use the next higher or the second next higher one, which in this case for me is the 4-hour. So we have a higher time frame moving average, which helps us understand, is the market generally considered in an uptrend? This is true when the market is above the higher time frame moving average, or is the price in a downtrend when the price dipped here below the moving average? That is very important, because trend waves behave differently in uptrends and downtrends. So, for example, the market was in an uptrend here, and then there was a new downtrend started when the market dipped below the long-term moving average. And then the trend dynamics changed, because suddenly, obviously I should change the color, in a downtrending phase, as I said in the beginning, in a downtrending phase, the trend waves that go with the trend are much stronger than the ones that go against the trend, because the sellers are dominating the market, which means that there are more sellers and the price has a much easier time going with the trend, because obviously the sellers are easily outnumbering the buyers. So trends and trend waves that go into the trend direction move much smoother. And we can also see that just looking at price and wave analysis. So you can see the initial price wave was very smooth. So let's zoom in a little bit. In a short period of time, the market dipped lower, and then here we have our first correction wave in the trend. And over a long period of time here during the correction wave, the market did not really make any substantial moves higher. And although it didn't move lower, you can see that this correction wave shows us that there's a lot of selling pressure in the market, and the angle and the degree of how fast or how slow a trend wave is able to accelerate or rise or fall is telling us a lot about the underlying market dynamics. If in a downtrend the correction wave would be able to rise quite a bit, it would show us that there are not as many sellers here. But here during the correction wave, the price wasn't able to rise a lot and more or less just move sideways with a little bit of a rise here. So this tells us that there's a lot of selling pressure in the markets, because the sellers are always keeping the price very low. And then on the breakout out of the trend wave and out of the correction phase, that's where you usually see the biggest and fastest trend moves. And the biggest problem that amateur traders have is that they try to trade those correction phases. However, the good and the professional traders, they look for the breakouts. They only trade once the market has resumed into its original direction, and that is usually where you find the easiest trading opportunities, because the price moves fastest. And you can see how quickly the price dropped here. And again, this is then what happens. You have an impulsive wave, you have a correction wave, and you can see here, we already do have another picture. Here, the market didn't rise a lot. However, here, the market rose quite a bit here over a short period of time. Then the trend dynamics have changed, and you can see the rise has changed here of the trend wave. So you can see the market was not able to make a new higher high, whereas here during the corrective wave, you can see the market made higher highs. Here we made lower highs, and then here the market resumed into the downtrending direction, dipped below the higher time frame moving average, and this is again where you see the biggest moves in the shortest period of time, once the market is breaking out of the correction phase and resuming into the impulsive phase. Another interesting characteristic of trend waves is is the bump and run pattern, or just basically looking for very overextended markets, especially when we are looking at Forex. So we are looking at a Forex pair right now, and Forex is generally considered a mean reverting market, which means that the price usually just trades around the mean, and a mean is a moving average, obviously, that's what the name suggests. So if the price gets very, very far away from the mean, which means the higher time frame moving average, then it may be a good opportunity to look for trades that go back into the mean. So this is something that you especially want to do after long trending phases. So when the market hasn't been back to the moving average in a long, long time, you look for signs that the trend may be reversing. For example, maybe we get in a channel here. You can see that we have a spike pattern here, which is also a very interesting one. And then once the market breaks out of such a channel, makes a lower low, then targeting the mean would be something that would give you potentially a huge reward to risk ratio. Another thing, how we can use the higher time frame moving average or higher time frame direction in general. You can see here the higher time frame moving average is generally pointing upwards. The market is trading above the moving average, and once the price comes back into the moving average, you would look for pullback opportunities into the trend direction. So if you want to buy, obviously the best time to buy a market is when the price is at its lowest, and during a trending phase, the lowest price is usually found at pullbacks back into the moving average. So here you can see the market is trading into the moving average. You can see here initially we have a very strong trending phase, and then here the momentum is slowly dying down, whereas here in a short period of time the market fell quite a bit. Here then the market over a longer period of time wasn't able to move that much. And you can see we can again draw some channel here. Very nice channel. We have a pre-breakout pattern here. So before the breakout occurred, the market really was sticking to the level. This is something where you can already see that there's a lot of steam building up. The price is not able to get close to the previous low, which is a very important market tell, because it shows us that there are not a lot of sellers in the market, because the sellers are not able to get the price where the price used to be in the past. So it's a sign that more buyers are coming into the market, and especially with all the contacts back at a higher time frame moving average, back in the long-term trend direction, with the slowing down of the momentum here based on trend wave analysis, that is going to give you a very, very sophisticated trading idea. Here another very interesting example of how we can use trend waves and analysis. So the market was coming from an uptrend, then here is where the downtrend was started, and after a downtrend has been started, you want to generally look for shorting opportunities. And the best shorting opportunities come when the market is back at the moving average, or when you see that the market is in correction phases. So here the market dipped into the moving average, which is interesting, and you can see afterwards there was a channel building up, and the market didn't break down and didn't move quite a bit, but you can see there's a channel building, and the market was trading inside a channel. And whenever the market is trading inside a channel, there's a lot of accumulation and distribution going on, a lot of buying and selling is going on. And whenever you can find such a phase of consolidation, that's really where you want to start looking for potential breakout opportunities, because breakouts out of those phases are usually where you see the biggest moves in the shortest period of time, which means that your trades will potentially run the strongest and the fastest within a short period of time. You don't have to hold your trades for a long period of time, and they may move quite a bit in a short period. However, the problem and the hardest thing about this trading approach is that it requires a lot of patience. Many traders will get impatient. They always want to trade, and they cannot sit on their hands. But if you can master the skill of sitting on your hands and really waiting for a confirmed breakout out of such a consolidation into the long-term trend direction, then you can improve your trading skills quite a bit. Another example for a mean reversion trade, you can see the market is in an uptrend, and then you can see for a long period of time the market didn't return to the higher time frame moving average. And then here we have a classic trap pattern where the market built or put in a top here, and then within a short period of time the market came back into the previous high, took it out, and then immediately fell back inside the range. This is generally considered a trap pattern. Many traders want to then go long here, which in my opinion is not a great idea, because obviously you want to go long when the market is retesting the higher time frame moving average on a pullback, and you definitely don't want to go long after the market hasn't been back at the moving average, at the long-term mean, in such a long period of time. So those are very amateur traders that go long here. It's a very amateur behavior. You probably, or many traders probably, think that they have missed a lot of money here, left money on the table, and then they think, okay, now it's my time to get into this trend, and then they will buy the absolute top, and that is then where they will get trapped by the professionals. As soon as the market is back in the range, it is clear, okay, this is turning into a trap. And again, you can see in a short period of time, the market really dips quite a bit and moves quite a lot in a short period of time. So those are a few tips and ways how you can make sense of trend charts, put higher and lower time frame direction into context, and I hope that gave you some ideas on how to implement this in your own trading.